There are moments that I distinctly remember with music. One, that burning situation. Two, hearing Outkast. My like I was like, what is? And for some reason, because it don't really hit me the same now, but All About the Benjamins, the track, I used to be like, yo, what is sonically? But for me, it was more, me just discovering Rastafari was the spiritual experience. And there was music around me to assist in that. More than music itself was the catalyst to it. It was the spiritual awakening. It was I'm sitting here and I envision someone walking down the steps and wearing a red hat, and they come down the steps with a red hat. In the midst of, I listen to this music, you know what I mean? And I hear people talking about these things, you know what I mean? So it was like the music it was with the experience more than the music was the thing. What about you, bro?
I got way too many times I can't even describe the times, but I think like my first time, I remember it's like my parents moved from the city out here to the suburbs, and I remember my parents would always throw parties. So purposely there was an island in the kitchen, and my pops was like, yo, we gonna remove that because there ain't enough room for everybody to dance in between the kitchen and cut the hole out in the wall to go to the dining room. So I remember it was like, yo, what's these things here? I'm looking through these records and they 45s. And I remember I'm trying to hurry up and tiptoe through them before he sees something. Like these became more important than them raggedy ass 8-tracks that was to the left in the box. So I grabbed the 45 to hurry up, and I grabbed some after they dropped on the floor, and I remember grabbing the one and I ran upstairs to go put on a record player. And lo and behold, the one I had in my hand was Sam Cooke. So I'm listening, I grabbed the Sam Cooke record and I'm listening, and I know that somebody may want to say, well, this nigga about to say change gonna come. No, it was Cupid. So I'm listening to it like, what is these niggas singing a song about a damn fake ass individual shooting arrows? But it wasn't that. I'm starting to listen to him like, yo, this nigga sound dope. Like, what is this? Like, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it sounds good. So I started, I'm listening to that, and like I was saying earlier, they had in that same pile of records some old 45s, like with some Lee Scratch Perry stuff on a reggae vibe, and of course everybody and their grandmother had something from Bob Marley. It was either you loved him or you hate him. Of course, then old stuff, OJ's, whatever. But then as time goes on, like my first true introduction to reggae, if we're talking about moments, would have been like that had to be maybe I was 12 or 13, and we went to Jamaica, and I remember vividly because I was hot. They went to go get me some food. They're gonna bring some curry goat. I go eat that in the restaurant. Threw up all that shit all over the table, and in the background I'm hearing Peter Tosh. So, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. And then I remember the song, but not as much as the cab ride going back to the hotel, catching the ass whipping. I hear Shinehead, Who the Cat Fits. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm thinking, trying to remix it, who the belt whips, let him wear. I'm like hot to the motherfucker. So I remember times like that. Right. And so moving forward to now, I'm 41, about to be 42, and it's like, everything I do, I remember and relate to music. Like my wife will be able to recall and remember times specifically, how they happened, when it was, you know what I mean? Maybe not who was there, but for me, I'm like, I remember that shit. She said, oh, but you remember when we got married, we was in the hotel, and be like, oh yeah, I remember, because I remember hearing the OJs in the background, when that shark was swimming from the left and he ate that little fish, and then they hurry up and shut all the lights off in the tank because the little girl was crying. Like, I remember stuff that way. Right. So for me, I don't know if it's spiritual, but the experience of what music does for me, it's like I hope it has the same significance when my black ass is 70 with Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I'll be sitting there and I can't remember shit. Like, I'll be sitting there like, what's the movie with Wesley Snipes? His pop was sitting there, he trying to feed that nigga, and he was trying to feed that nigga. He's sipping on noodles.
I want to say New Jack City, but
not
Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill. Pops was sitting there. I want to be that dude, but then as soon as the track come on, I'm up and I'm out my seat. I remember, you know, like you may forget that I may forget that you even my son.
Right.
But then the moment that son come on, well, what your black ass? Pull your goddamn pants up, you know, something to that effect. But I don't know, man. Music, man, for me, it is me. I mean, there's no way to get around it. If I wasn't a fireman and every day putting out fires, even if I was the janitor working at one of the dopest nightclubs in the world, I'd rather be there so every night I can hear something different, hear different tunes, hear a different experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now, life is just like it's not that serious for me, and it really doesn't become anything but the most relaxing, laid back, I'm on a beach time in my mind if I have something I can appreciate that I'm listening to at that moment.